One of the most clarifying questions that a lawyer trying to identify an alternative career can ask is, what do I want my day to day to look like? It's a deceptively simple question, but one that has a huge impact. Why? Because when you're in the, I don't know what I want to do, I just know that I do not want to be in this place anymore space, it has the ability to cut through the confusion surrounding the question of what you should be looking for next. Today, we're going to talk about why this question is so powerful and how you can use it to get clarity when you're trying to figure out what you want to do next so that you can get out of the law. I'm Sarah Cottrell. I practiced law for 10 years, and now I help unhappy lawyers ditch their soul-sucking jobs. Here's why the what do I want my day-to-day to look like question is so powerful. Number one, it's one of the quickest ways to assess when something is a good fit for you and when it isn't. Let's say that you're thinking about leaving law to become a writer. You've always liked writing, so it seems like it might be a good fit. But then you think about what you want your day-to-day in your job to look like. And you realize that you're really energized by lots of hustle and bustle and collaborating with other people. A lot of writing jobs involve mostly solitary work and a calmer environment. So while you like the idea of being a writer, you realize that maybe you wouldn't actually enjoy being a writer as much as you think you might. Or it helps you see that if you do pursue a job that involves writing, it needs to have certain other elements in order to be a job that really is a fit for you. Number two, figuring out what you want your day-to-day to look like can help you figure out what's really driving your decision making around your job. Often I find with my clients that the jobs that they're initially considering when they're thinking about leaving the law don't match what they want their day-to-day to look like. This can be for a whole host of reasons, but here are a few leading contenders. Many times I find that lawyers come into this process thinking that they'll probably move into a legal adjacent job, something like legal ops, legal tech, legal project management, compliance, etc. But often it turns out that they don't know a lot about the day-to-day in the role that they're considering. And the main reason that they've focused on that job is because it's legal adjacent, which means it still feels safe-ish and isn't too big of a jump. So it isn't so much that they're excited about the role, it's the fact that it's legal adjacent makes it seem like a less scary move. And to be clear, this can be a very valid reason to move into a legal adjacent job if you're thinking about leaving the law. But you want to be very clear about why you're choosing the new role. Knowing that you're doing it because baby stepping out of the law is what's going to make that transition possible for you is way more helpful than going into that new role thinking that you picked it because it is like the thing for you. I also often find that when lawyers do this, what do I want my day-to-day to look like exercise, they'll realize they're still seeking external validation and prestige in whatever move they're trying to make. Again, you're not a bad person if that is factoring into your decision. But if seeking validation and prestige is what's driving your career exploration process and you don't know it, the result of your search is going to be a job that you think will help you feel validated and that is prestigious. And if you had a different goal in mind, for example, a job with better work-life balance, it's going to be a rude awakening. This is why I think it's so important to ask yourself, what do I want my day-to-day to look like? The answer to that question can give you so much information about what direction you should take your career search. For some other incredibly important factors that you should consider when you're trying to figure out what's next, watch the video that's on the screen. I'll see you there.